Hate crimes against Asian Americans are a prevalent issue that needs to be addressed. Specifically, hate crimes against them have risen due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's important to talk about this to make people aware that it's happening. It impacts a large community, causing them to live in fear and be anxious about the possibilities of danger. It has already been 5 years since the beginning of the pandemic, but it's still a leading reason and cause for hate crimes against Asian Americans. Threats and violence are targeted towards multiple groups of Asian Americans, and they tend to get grouped together even though they are of different ethnicities. All kinds of Asians in America have become the scapegoat for this pandemic, which then also makes them a target for other issues that people need someone to blame for. It becomes easy to pick on Asian Americans because they are seen as the ideal minority or the quiet ones, but that doesn't lessen their experience, and they still face a lot of discrimination and hate. Along with their ethnicity is for a lot of them their immigration status, which also leads to violence and hate. Certain individuals who commit hate crimes are xenophobic and will find many reasons to justify their hate. In the current year of 2025, reported crimes aren't as high as they once were in 2020, 2021, and 2022, but there are still hundreds reported. With the deportation of immigrants, many Asians continue to live in fear, and others use this to make threats and throw hate towards them. Political parties also influences hate in the holding of prejudice against race and ethnicity. There's a divide in the political parties and their views, and there's a correlation between political parties and hate-motivated crimes, violence, and opinions. Even just yelling comments at the Asian community is harmful. Hate doesn't only have to be physical or a violent crime, just making the comments itself has just as much of an impact. Negative comments build up, and then with the usages of slurs also leads to violence. It starts off with a bias, and this is used as motivation to justify reasoning for the behaviors and actions used against Asian Americans. With certain political parties in the current administration, it encourages these types of behaviors. With rights being taken away and having less diversity in places such as work and schools, it gives more push to individuals with this hate to act on these motives because of laws and systematic issues, which only strengthens their beliefs and again justifies their actions. Besides the reports of hate crimes, a lot go unreported, and nonviolent actions in common still happen. With the Stop AAPI Hate organization, there's a lot more data and reports that take these into consideration. This organization has many resources and campaigns, and it collects data and research. They also have an option to report hate in their report center, which informs what and can be hate. What's really great is that an individual can pick their own language, which helps them to get this information out and to get the help and resources they need. They also accept donations, which helps this organization itself to continue offering the help and support that they give and to continue in their research and reaching individuals. Based on data from this organization, 80% of reported hate crimes against Asian Americans have been some form of harassment, and these types of harassments mostly take place in public spaces, in businesses, or online. And here's a graph that shows the different types of reported hate crimes, which is harassment, physical harm, discrimination, property damage, and others. Then are the places where hate crimes take place against Asian Americans. Most of them take place, about 51%, in public spaces, then in their own businesses, online, in their homes and resident places, at their workplaces, at school, and then others. Lastly, what is important to know is the laws surrounding hate crimes, especially in the state of Minnesota. If you don't live in Minnesota, look up the hate crime laws and statutes for where you live because they differ everywhere. In Minnesota, if a crime was committed with a bias, then there is an added penalty of 25% onto the original sentence. These biases include those of race, ethnicity, religion, sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, age, national origin, or disability. So it includes a lot of these communities, but other states don't include all of these categories, so it's still a work in progress. It is the month of May, which means we are celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. With this, we should educate ourselves and be aware of the type of hate crimes happening around us to support local Asian businesses and stop Asian hate. It's important to be aware and take action because without it, we are all just bystanders, and hate will continue to grow and harm our communities. Thank you for taking your time to watch this, and please do your own research. And if you have the time, please stop by and look at the stopaapihate.org.